at the Wheelbase Big Demo Weekend, UK's largest demo, and Bell Sports have joined us because they've become a much more prominent brand with us here at Wheelbase because of this helmet here. This is the Bell Super Enduro helmet that's we've been selling bucket loads. It's really hit the market strong and put Bell back at the front of mountain bike helmets. So I've got Stuart here from Bell Sports, and he's just going to kind of run through some of the more finer details on the helmet.
Yep, as Toby's explained, the Super has been a phenomenal success for us, and it's put the brand back on the map as far as mountain bikes are concerned. And you can see it so much more on the hill as a brand than you have done previously. So throughout 2013 and 2014, this was the helmet that people were buying. But as we moved into 2015, this helmet's actually evolved, and this is the Super 2R. So what Bell have kind of noticed that in the market, the bikes that people are using are a lot more aggressive than they used to be. And your average trail bike now is pretty much what your average downhill bike capabilities were about 10 years ago. So if you're going downhill a lot faster, you're going to need the added protection of something like a chin bar. So what they've done is they've taken the concept and the aesthetic of the Bell Super, and you're still getting the ventilation that you're getting from a regular trail helmet, and also the lightweight, but by adding a chin bar to it. And this chin bar is completely removable, so it's completely versatile as you're using it throughout the day. So say, for example, you want to go out for some regular trail riding, you can actually take this, you can take the chin bar off completely and ride it as your regular trail helmet. But when you, some people may want to pack the chin bar, and then when they're coming down on a more aggressive downhill, they can actually put the chin bar back on, and it becomes a much more protective helmet than it was previously.
So enduro racing, you've got your transition belt where you've got your climb, you can run it without the chin bar.
And it seems to be a thing at the moment for people to actually go onto the hill taking two helmets with them. So they're packing a downhill helmet, and then they're taking a regular trail helmet with them as well. Yeah. And this is a lot less stuff that you have to actually take up onto the hill.
And it's a lighter helmet than a full face.
Yeah, and more ventilation as well.
Yeah, and so I guess you're cost saving as well. You're not buy two helmets, are you?
Precisely.
So there's now the Super 2, isn't there? Which is
so the Super 2. So you can either buy this helmet as you see it here, without the chin bar, and you can buy the edition for £60. You can buy a chin bar, which is a black chin bar that goes on it, and you can retrofit that at a later date. But if you want to go ahead and buy the whole thing as in one go, for £150, you can buy the two items together. The added benefit of that is you actually get a colour match. So say this was a bright red colour, you get a bright red chin bar with it to go with it, so it completely matches.
Yeah. And some also new interesting technology on the Bell is the MIPS system.
Now MIPS is something that the Bell Group have been investigating for quite some years. You'll notice some other brands have actually been using the MIPS technology. It was something that Bell was quite sceptical about in the beginning because it's something that doesn't actually have a certification attached to it yet.
Right.
But the Bell Group have their own in-house testing facilities, and they have the technology to kind of figure out whether something's worth doing or not worth doing.
Yeah.
And they actually contact MIPS. MIPS is a standalone company. So throughout all the investigation and the testing that they've done, they've actually now got in touch with MIPS and have actually made a financial investment in the company MIPS because they believe that it's really the way forward as far as helmet technology is going. What MIPS is all about is about rotational injuries. Now, if you can imagine when you're riding along and you're unfortunate enough to come off your bike and you're to hit the ground, it's very unlikely that you'll actually hit the ground at a straight angle. You're most likely to hit it at an angle where your body's rotating as your head hits the ground.
Okay.
Now, obviously, if your helmet's attached to your head, the internals of your brain are going to rotate inside your skull. So what MIPS does is it takes away all that aggression in that impact as you hit the ground. And you'll notice in here, this plastic plate is actually attached by elastomers to the helmet.
Okay.
So as you hit the ground, as well as taking the impact out through the EPS in a straight direction, you'll also get a certain amount of protection in a rotational basis as well.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So the Super's available with or without MIPS?
With or without MIPS.
Yeah.
You can buy it. It's an added measure of protection, and you can choose to add that, and it adds £25 to the helmet. So a standard Super 2 with MIPS is 125 or 100 without, and the Super 2R, which is the chin bar version, is 175 with nips and 150 without.
That's great. Thank you very much.
Thank
Cheers,
you.
Stuart. Thank you.